usage we're not using. Fuel pressure sensor. Fuel pressure reference. So the fuel pressure sensor is looking at the manifold pressure. And offset adjustment, that's to adjust the fuel pressure sensor reading. We do see it's showing about 163 kPa worth of fuel pressure right now. The fuel system on a return list does hold fuel pressure very well, so that probably is accurate. Target pressure, this is at atmospheric pressure, what we want to have our target fuel pressure at. And it's used for the fuel pressure differential calculations. So in this case, if we're key on engine off right now, we can see we're at atmospheric pressure. We see what we can do here is go to the outputs and just note what this goes to if I turn the fuel pump on. And that's going to be what we place right here for the value. I don't know what this is going to be, so let's just see. Now, it's not going to let me go past this without putting a value in here. Let's put 300 kPa at atmospheric pressure. Again, this is going to be looking at our fuel pressure relative to atmospheric. It calculates what's known as a differential fuel pressure calculation. This looks at manifold pressure. This looks at fuel pressure. It figures out then our pressure differential, and it can use that in our fueling calculations. We do have that enabled with our fuel pressure sensor, so it's important that we set this right. But if we go here to outputs and output config, if we keep an eye on this pressure reading right here, and we set our fuel pump fan, or the fuel pump relay, we can see that jumps to 350 kPa. So that's what the fuel pressure is going to be at atmospheric. That's what we need to enter in that value right here. So let's type in here 350 kPa. That way it gets the proper calculations. Okay, let's jump in here to ignition. And I don't think there's going to be a whole lot here. The IET correction allows us to correct for spark timing versus air temperature. I don't want to have anything adding any additional timing for IET correction at lower air temps. At higher air temps, we want to generally pull some timing away because the air is less dense, it's more likely to knock or pre-ignite. So we're getting ahead of the curve a little bit, trying to retard the timing and making sure the engine's going to run safely at the higher air temps. So these values should be fine, but we don't want to add any on the colder air temps. Now on the coolant correction, we see here, once we get roughly 140 to about 212, we'll leave that 0. It's not going to have any ignition timing above and beyond what we have coming from our normal spark timing table we're commanding here. Colder coolant temps, we generally want to add a little bit more spark advance to bring back some of the lost torque from frictional losses as the engine is warming up. 6 degrees here is what we're adding, 5, 6 degrees, 4 degrees. We want to make sure probably about 122 degrees, we'll zero that out. And then if we get too hot, 230, 248 degrees, we'll start to retard the timing. On a hot engine, it could knock or pre-ignite, so we want to be careful with that. So we'll make sure we're configuring some of these little details here for these basic adjustments in our spark timing correction. All right, so let's keep moving on here with looking through our ignition sections for any 2-dimensional tables or 3-dimensional tables to update. Looking in here, we have our acceleration correction, which we can leave off. We have our cylinder angle trim option, which gives us cylinder adjustments we can leave off right now. Knock sensor, we did go through here and just set some basic details up. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here. And you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.